It's finally time to get this boat in the water. Plan is to launch this morning. Well, wait for the tide to come in, float her off. Go out for a little sail if there's any wind, if we can find any. Go up the river perhaps to Totnes, have a picnic, come back down, find the new pontoon that's going to be her home for the summer, and have a good day out. There's 4 of us on board today, and everybody's very excited. Some top class reversing there, but watch out for the huge stone on the slipway. There it is. Okay, dropping in the water. Let's just wait for this tide. So here we are, waiting in the morning for the tide to come in. It's neeps, it's not coming in very fast, and admittedly I was down a little bit early because I was quite keen. But I had carefully calculated that we would be afloat well within the hour. Just gotta wait, just gotta be patient. It's not a bad place to wait. Galmpton Quay, sun's coming out, it's quite warm. Not long now. A little bit of dissent in the ranks now. People have gone out for coffee, beginning to question my calculations and do their own. But it won't be long. Perhaps we could give it a bit of a push in a moment. Yeah, that's not going anywhere, is it? It's not afloat yet. We just gotta wait. Still waiting. Time for another push, I think. Come on, everyone in the slipway. Push. Pull, even. And finally, she's afloat. This is like an hour and a half after I said we would be floating. So, yeah, I'm Mr. Popular. Anyway, let's start. So motoring off the jetty and past the pontoons where Vicar will be berthed this year. The plan is to catch the last of the flood tide up the river with the wind behind us and do a nice lazy sail as far as we can go. As you can see from the track, we clearly made it back sometime later. Now, I had promised a picnic, probably up at Totnes or at anchor halfway up. That clearly wasn't going to happen now, so the crew broke out the picnic almost as soon as we got the sails up. It's a nice steady drift, just as planned though. We just got sandwiches while we're doing it.
Finally off.
It took 2.5 hours.
About an hour later than we thought. But look at it, it's still April.
But no, they did really good bagels and it was really cheap as well.
What's that?
Off for London.
But your salmon and cream bagel was about that thick and just salmon and cream.
So enough chatter about bagels. Did a couple of nice jibes, one at the boathouse and then at Blackness Rock, and then on to the pig hole down the channel. No idea why it's called the pig hole. I'm sure there's a story there. I'm sure somebody will tell me. And then on up to Stoke Gabriel very slowly because the wind died behind Pig Hole Point. Picked up again a little bit, but lovely gentle sail. Clearly wasn't quite exciting enough for the crew, as cake was also needed. Jibed outside Stoke Gabriel, then another couple of times in the channel, till the wind finally died just off Bow Creek. So we put the sails down, put the engine on, and continued up the top of the Dart. You can't really sail much past this point anyway, even if there is some wind, it's quite narrow. Very pleased with my new iPad holder. This is the first trip out with it and it's working really nicely.
Go. Looks like you go anywhere, yeah.
Channel's really well buoyed from here. You just got to stick to the centre or stick to the buoys and watch that depth sounder. This is virtually high tide, but it's neebs. No danger here, but you can very quickly run out of water. Looks like there's loads here, doesn't it? Looks really wide. Gets very shallow at the edges. So round the corner, round Duncannon. Can't cut that corner. We did a little bit. Round Ashbrington. Follow the boys up, and you then start to see Sharpham Manor up on the hill. So up past the boathouses at Sharpham, they're always a treat, into quite a narrow section, and then round past something they call the Gut. Again, you can't cut the corner there. And then off into the upper Dart.
Boathouse at Sharpham. Pretty.
It's very nice, isn't it?
Well, let's walk into the bit you want to be in. And it's probably quicker to get to the nearest shops by boat than it would be to drive.
Yeah, it's very cute.
This top section of the river valley actually widens out quite a bit. There's a lot of marshland and creeks behind the banks. Absolute boon for kayakers. It's fabulous for wildlife. All sorts of things living up here, although I've not managed to catch any of it on this particular video. So as the river winds on up, starts to well, you can see the marshes there on the satellite. It looks great. As it winds up though, it starts to straighten out and you get into Home Reach. Home Reach is a pretty straight section which heads straight into the bottom end of Totnes. Before you know it, you're right in the town of Totnes, and you can just pull up on the town jetty. Well, Steamer Quay it's called. Where you can get out and, well, have more cake, I suppose.
Goodness
Anyway, time to retrace our steps back down the river and find this new pontoon we're going to sit on for the rest of the summer. Here we are, back in our new home. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We might get around to some proper sailing soon. See you next time. Bye.